Hey everybody, thanks for joining my channel again. My name is Christy. Today I'm just doing a simple everyday look for makeup, but this is the look. This is the look. Do this hairstyle. Literally wash, don't brush, and let it air dry. A little embarrassing, but anyways, why does my voice sound so funny when I record? I do not sound like this in real life. I sound like a grizzly man, but on the video I feel like I sound like a sweet little angel. I don't know, maybe that's just my inner me coming out. This is who I am. I don't know. Y'all be the judge. Thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to see you again. I like to rhyme. Bye-bye. So anyways, we're going to get started. We're going to prime our face first. And I'm using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer with no lid because my 1-year-old, and I can say 1-year-old now because today was his birthday, he likes to play with the lids. So there's no lid. So anyways, just a very small amount is all you need. This stuff is thick. So thick. That's what she said. Just kidding. Okay, that was bad. Anyways, and I'm just gonna rub this up my nose. Just kidding.
My T-zone.
Okay, so now we're primed. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. I like to do my concealer first for my everyday, just because I don't like it to be heavy even though I put on a full face of makeup. So I've been using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, and this is in the shade Fair Light. And make sure you shake this because it is water based, because if you don't, I don't know what'll happen because I always shake it. But anyways, I'm honestly just going to conceal under the eyes. I'm using a dampened beauty blender and we're going to just blend it. Let me just use my mirror. Alright, so anyways, now we are going to just go ahead and go on in with the foundation. And tonight I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage, and I'm the shade Pearl. And we'll just check this too, just to make sure. And one pump. And I take the end of my beauty blender, and we're just going to start to
Blend. Okay.
So, ooh, this light's awful. I hope you can see, kind of, that this side you can't really see the redness, but this side you still can. So this step is very full coverage. Alright, so we have, I just adjusted the lights because the overhead light was too yellow and bright. You just really couldn't see very well. So I have put on concealer under the eyes. I have put on some foundation on the face. I've changed the lighting, and now we're ready to go into the next step, which is setting the face. I've been using the Smashbox. This is the Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder in the shade Light, and this is super cool because if you open it, there's no powder, and you keep it open, and then you twist this little thing in the center. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to show you how to do it. I can't even do it. You twist the thing in the center, and oh, there's powder falling out. It's down here. Can you see? Well, there's powder in it. Anyways, it just breaks off enough in there so you don't have a ton in your pan. And I'm just going to use the Eco Tools Full Face Powder Brush, and we're just going to set everything.
So it doesn't slide off on our busy day, aka
So I like this powder because it does not make my under eyes look dry. It doesn't get in the creases. It just sits very well on the skin. So I've been using it and I've been loving it. Now we're going to go in and contour, and I've been using the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. I actually got this from TJ Maxx. It was on sale for $22. Thought that was a pretty good score, so I picked one up to try, and I've been loving it. It blends so nicely. Like, there's not patches or anything like that. It's so nice. And I've been using, so here's what it looks like. And this shade is obviously super dark, but this is a more cool toned and this is a more warm tone. So I like to mix these two together, because if I use the cool tone, then I'll look washed out. If I use the warm tone, I'll look muddy. So I use both. And I just feel like it gives me what I want in life. And oh, I'm using my fancy Revlon blush brush. Not super fancy, but I do like this a lot. And look at all the, can you see that? All the bronzer just floating in the air. Back whenever I used to be a tech, I'm a nurse now, so back when I used to be a tech and I was like super poor, if I saw bronzer floating in the air, I'd probably try to like gather it in a plastic bag and use it later on, because makeup is expensive, and you know, when you don't have a lot of money, you want to savor the flavor. So I'd want to save as much makeup as possible. I'm going to do a little highlight, and I've been using the Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. This is a really pretty sheer pink, and do a little swatch. It is a little, it's not very creamy, it's more powdery to me, but it's pretty. And there it is. You can see there's a little shimmer there, and we're just going to go back in with the e.l.f. tapered brush and just pick that up. It smells good though. It has like a really clean it has like a perfumey scent to it, but it's not like a lot. I don't know. It smells good. It really does smell good. And now I'm going to go ahead, and I have been using this palette. This was my first high-end palette for my eyes. It's the Tarteist Pro by Tarte. This is what it looks like. And as you can see, a couple of them have hit pan, like this cream shade right. Ooh, that light's bothering me. Okay, it's just gonna reflect. Anyways, a couple of them have hit pan. So the cream shade I use actually quite often, and I'll just use that as a transition shade. Actually, I use that more as a setting powder for my eyes, because I will usually put concealer on. But anyways, we're just going to go ahead and go in with the cream shade, and it is called Classic, which makes sense. And I'm all about reusing. This is the Morphe M501. I just got this in the mail. It's a taper brush. I do like this brush a lot. It's great to apply the transition shade. So I've applied that just as my base, and now I'm going to go in. It's a cool, let me just show you, see if you can actually see. Okay, kind of. So it's a cool toned, like purpley gray. Well, it's like gray with some purple undertone. Looks more gray right there, but we're going to go in with this shade, and I'm actually going to mix this shade with the light pink shade above it. And the cool tone is called Indie, and the pink tone is called Chick. And I'm just going to take a little dab of both and dust it off and just put it as a transition. And I always pull down whatever excess there is on the brush onto the actual lid. Okay. Now we're going to go back into the palette, and I usually always take this palette and I'll just mix some colors together and go about my day, because my eyes don't look crazy whenever I do that. They just look like I've touched them. So we're actually going to go in with this tan shade on the bottom, and then I'm going to mix this tan shade with this. It's a little bit darker pink up top. The tan shade is called Bold. The darker pink is called Innocent. And I'm going to use the Sonia Kashuk number 109 brush. So it's also a fluffy brush, but it's not tapered at the end like the Morphe, so I feel like you pick up more product using it. And I'm just going to take a dip of both, and we're going to focus this more on the outer corners. Okay. And so now we're going to take this Morphe brush again, and we're just going to dip back into the cool tone gray, and we're just going to soften. And we're also going to take this same Morphe brush, and there's a actual pure white shade in here called Vintage, and we're just going to dab into that, and we're going to just go closer to the actual brows. And this kind of highlights your brow without highlighting your brow. So that's all for the eyes. And usually for like an everyday look, I don't actually apply an eyeliner because A, it's really time consuming, and B, it's really time consuming. So I will take, I have an Eco Tools. This is double-ended, one end smudge, one end blend, and I'll take the smudge end and I'll dip it in a black, and the Tarte palette has it, it's called Punk, and I will just apply this to the outer, corners, like so. So here's the difference. I'll curl my lashes, which I'll just use this mirror so it's a little closer and I see what I'm doing. And of course, apply mascara, and I've been using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. And the shade is in Black is Black. Jeez, that hurt. One brow down. Let's see if the other one will match. Probably not. They never do. But it's not because I don't try. It's just because my brows suck. That'll do. Best part about having kids, you always have diaper wipes. Alright, so I'll scoot it a little closer so you can see. This is my everyday go-to look. This is it. Foundation looks really good. Lips look good. Eyes, super easy. This was such an easy look. It only took forever because I am slow. It's not actually a long look. On the downside, let me show you. No lie, my powdery bronzer got into my wine, and I'm not going to throw this much wine away, so it looks like my intestines are going to be bronzed tonight, y'all. Crossing my fingers that for Christmas I can get a new camera to do the video so that the quality is a little bit better. I'm literally using my iPhone with a ring light designed for your iPhone, which is pretty neat. It was like $6 off jet.com, but it's just not doing it for me. So Patrick, if you're watching this, I really want a camera and some lights for Christmas. Thank you. Love you. Bye.